After refueling and making a few quick repairs in Turtle Bay, we were excited to continue our voyage south down the Baja coast. Sorry for sacrificing you. You had that thing perfect.
Yeah, I took basic sailing. I know what I'm doing.
The first 24 hours were pretty uncomfortable as we sailed downwind in confused seas. But with the swells came a welcomed 25-knot breeze.
Whoa! Yeah.
What you doing?
The lazy sailor.
I'm not lazy.
I know.
Just in my pajamas still.
It was a long night.
After a rolly and sleepless night, we decided to pull into Bahia San Juanico to escape the steep seas and catch up on some rest. In the morning, we found ourselves surrounded by a small fishing fleet who seemed to have had the same idea. The reward for a hard night's sail. With calmer conditions and bellies full of food, it was time to set off for Bahia Santa Maria.
I think it's our first mahi. No, I can see him. Oh, just a little guy.
Surf Scooter!
No, he's too small.
What?
No, we can't kill him. He's so tiny. Let him go.
It was a great day of sailing and fishing, but as the sun set, the winds died off. We motor sailed for as long as we could, before finally dropping our sails and motoring through until morning.
So today's been a bit of a hard day. We got into Bahia Santa Maria right at sunrise, and as soon as we got into the bay, I got cell service and received a text from Josh's mom, and his grandma's in the hospital, and it's really hard not being able to be there with her, and I know it's hard for Josh right now. He wants to be there more than anything, and it's hard when you're 1,000 miles away and not near an airport, and we don't have very good cell service right here to be able to call and keep up to date with everyone. But Josh just needed to get off the boat. He's out for his first surf in Mexico. He I think just needed to clear his head. He's having a hard time with not being able to be home right now, and we love our family and we wish we could be there, and it's I guess one of the downsides to cruising is that you can't be with the ones that you love when you always want to be. The next morning, we decided to make the hop down to Bahia Magdalena with our new friends Mike and Nicole on MV Sloboda. The sleepy little town of Bahia Magdalena is primarily a fishing village, but for a couple months each winter, tourists and researchers alike come to this bay to get up close and personal with the migrating gray whales, here to give birth after a 6,000-mile-long journey from their feeding grounds in the Arctic. Once a whaling port, it was estimated that between 1856 and 1865, over 1,250 gray whales were killed here. Now the locals make a living from tourism and fishing. Here we were able to buy lobster for just $1 each.
Did you save an antenna for their bite?
For our last night in the bay, we decided to take the dinghy up the mangroves with Mike and Nicole and their dog Dexter in search of crocodiles and other wildlife. In the morning, it was time to continue our push south.
The closer we got to Cabo, the warmer it got. I finally got to take off my flannel and took up my summer haircut. Even the water cleared up, and after a quick stop in the marina, we headed to Los Frailes and the famed dive spot Cabo Pumo.
Unfortunately, when we arrived, it was really blowing, and the beach was pretty miserable. But luckily for us, the fish didn't seem to mind. In 1995, the waters offshore from Cabo Pulmo were designated as a national marine park by the Mexican government. The bay is home to one of the oldest of only 3 coral reefs on the west coast of North America, and is estimated to be around 20,000 years old. After 20 years of protection, the reef is teeming with life, and the locals are now benefiting from the ecotourism in the area.
The next day, we tried to make the push to La Paz, the gateway to the Sea of Cortez. But with 35-knot winds and some serious fetch threatening to tear my surfboards off the rail, we decided to wait it out at anchor back in Los Frailes. We knew we had made the right decision when both boats that left with us that morning also came back as well.
With winds approaching 40 knots, we dove down to check our anchor, and after seeing we were in good holding, it was time to get to work as we waited out the weather.
After 5 windy days stuck in Los Frailes, we finally got a weather window. This time, however, we decided to make the 170-mile sail across the sea to mainland Mexico and Mazatlan.
After patiently waiting for a weather window, we were rewarded with perfect conditions. As we crossed the Sea of Cortez, we saw tons of wildlife, including dolphins, whales, a huge marlin, and lots of turtles.
Hi, turtle!
When he pokes his little head up,
I know, I hope we don't hit him.
he'll move.
Are you sure? He's like right dead ahead of us.
Oh, it's gonna be sweet.
Hi, little guy! Baby! Turtle! Turtle, move! He's eating something! No! Baby!
Yeah, he was totally munching.
We almost just hit a turtle.
It was a great passage with a spectacular sunset, and in the morning we made our way into Mazatlan and were warmly welcomed by the locals.
Tune in next time as we explore more of Mazatlan and mainland Mexico.